In the freezing autumn of 1970, in the isolated Isdalen Valley, the Ice Valley, a family on a hike stumbled upon a scene straight out of a spy novel. Lying among the rocks was a woman. Her body was badly burned, surrounded by empty pill bottles and a petrol can. But this was no simple suicide. What police uncovered was a web of forged identities, secret codes, and a trail that led straight into the shadows of the Cold War. This is the story of the Isdal Woman, a ghost with many names, and a secret that died with her. The discovery on November 29, 1970, immediately baffled police. The woman was lying partially burned on a bed of charcoal, her head resting on a purse. She was dressed in ordinary clothes, but the scene was anything but ordinary. First, there were the burn patterns. It appeared she had been doused in petrol and set alight, but the fire had failed to consume her completely. Second, the items scattered around her: a plastic water bottle, an empty liquor bottle, several prescription pill containers were placed neatly, almost staged. Most chillingly, her fingerprints had been filed off. Not professionally, but enough to make identification nearly impossible. This was no longer a death investigation. It was a mystery. Who was this woman? And why had someone gone to such lengths to erase her identity? The police released a facial reconstruction, hoping someone would recognize her. And people did. But they recognized different versions of the same woman. A breakthrough came from a hotel in Bergen. Staff recognized her as a guest who had stayed just days before her death. She had checked in under the name Fenella Lork. But when police traced her movements, they uncovered a dizzying maze of aliases. She was also Claudia Tielt, Vera Jarl, Genevieve Lancier, and more. In total, she used at least 8 false identities, and she was a ghost traveler. By piecing together hotel registries and train tickets, police traced her path back over 2 years. She had crisscrossed Europe, from Paris to Vienna, from Rome to Brussels. She always paid in cash. She frequently changed hotels and often requested rooms at the end of hallways near fire escapes. Her luggage was always light, her demeanor unassuming. She was the perfect chameleon. The investigation into her last known residence revealed a treasure trove of clues. Police found a suitcase she had stored at the train station. Inside, they found more wigs, more glasses, changes of clothing, and over 500 German marks. Crucially, they also found the clothes she was wearing when she died. Meticulous forensic examination revealed something extraordinary. The labels had been carefully cut out of every single item. Whoever she was a professional. But the most tantalizing clue was yet to come. Hidden in her belongings, investigators found a notepad. At first glance, it seemed blank. But using pencil shading, they revealed the impressions of previous writing. It was a code. It was a series of letters and numbers. To this day, its full meaning is unknown, but experts believe it could be a one-time pad cipher, a method considered unbreakable without the key, and famously used by spies during the Cold War. The evidence was pointing to one almost inevitable conclusion: espionage. Let's break down the spy theory. The late 1960s and early 70s were the peak of the Cold War. Norway, a NATO member, was of critical strategic importance. Its coast was dotted with military installations, sonar arrays to detect Soviet submarines, and radar stations. The Isdal Woman's travels often coincided with military exercises or sensitive political events. Bergen itself was home to a major Norwegian naval station. Was she gathering intelligence? Was she a courier, picking up information from agents in the field? Her method of communication? The code in her notebook fits perfectly. Her appearance? The wigs and multiple identities are classic tradecraft. And her death? That's the darkest part of mystery. If she was a spy, was her death a mission gone wrong? Was she killed by her handlers for being compromised? Or was she eliminated by the other side? The official inquest ruled her death a suicide, but with uncertainty. This is a ruling that satisfies no one. How does someone commit suicide by taking pills, drinking liquor, and then setting themselves on fire in a remote valley in November? The burns on her body were not consistent with someone who was alive when the fire started. In 2016, the Norwegian police and BBC exhumed her body, hoping modern forensics could provide answers. Isotope analysis of her teeth and bones revealed she was likely born in Germany, possibly near Nuremberg, in the late 1930s. She had moved around frequently as a child, but her name, her true identity, remains a secret. The Isdal Woman was a phantom, a professional who lived in the gray spaces of the world, using names that were not her own. She was a product of her time, a ghost of the Cold War, but she was also a human being. She had a favorite perfume, a brand called Nuit de Noël. She enjoyed fine food and wine. She left behind a trail of questions that has fascinated investigators and the public for over half a century. Who was she working for? What secrets did she carry? And did she fall, or was she pushed into the darkness of the ice valley? The case remains open, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones where the final page is forever missing. What do you think happened to the Isdal Woman? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you have any information, no matter how small, you can contact the Bergen Police District. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world's greatest unsolved mysteries. Thanks for watching.